what is going on, everybody? Game Edition here, and welcome to my 100% walkthrough of LEGO Batman the video game. What I mean by 100% is that I will first play through all 30 story missions, getting the superhero and supervillain rankings. Then I will go back through each level on free play mode and show you the locations for every mini kit and red power brick there is. Afterwards, I'll do the bonus levels and the features of both the Batcave and Arkham Asylum. So yes, I will be 100%ing this game throughout the next 40 videos. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright, as soon as you have control of your character, run over to the right and smash these two characters in half, then do the same thing for the two that drop down from the walkway above. The superhero ranking for this level is 38,000 studs, and because there isn't a whole lot to break in most levels, I'm going to show you exactly how I break things and where I break things in order to get the superhero rankings. Moving over to the alleyway, jump up and press the attack button to do a ground pound. That'll get the attention of the two other guys, which you can just pound them in half. If one of them gets back up, just keep punching them down. Now, most people will just proceed to the next area, but I like to smash a few other things around this area to get some extra studs before moving on. So break what I break and you should be fine. Grapple on top of this walkway and move over to the left-hand side if you want to grab some extra studs. After you enter that alleyway, 2 henchmen are going to drop down from the ceiling. They're considerably more dangerous than the goons because they actually carry weapons, but they can't harm you if you go up right in front of their faces because they have guns. So the best way to dispatch those once they drop down from their little umbrellas is to run up right in front of their faces and just keep punching them until they go down. Yes, you might take a few hits from the guns, but they will usually drop a heart so you can replenish it. Once they're down, I like to head over to this lever and then assemble these pieces into another grappling hook, which I can then use to ride my way up to the top. And the reason I do this is because there are some studs up here that you can collect. There's also a mini kit up here, but I'm not going to be collecting those until the mini kit collection video in free play mode. So if you're just here for the studs, then there's some down here. And there's also a blue stud at the top of this ladder. I had some trouble climbing the ladder up here. But once you grab the blue stud, you can also grab the mini key container if you wish, and proceed to the right. Once you're ready to move on, grapple back up onto the walkway, switch to Robin, actually. Hop on top of this tightrope and walk across. The reason I want you to switch to Robin is because Robin walks on top of the tightrope, Batman goes under. And by walking on top of them, you can get the studs, whereas Batman would just go directly underneath them. Now for this section, don't drop down. Actually, start building the grappling hook to get the henchman's attention, then hold the attack button, aim at him, and fire away. Now here, pick up the studs from building the tightrope, but don't drop down. Instead, position yourself right next to this post, and then use your battering to take out as many of the goons and henchmen as you can. Then prioritize your targets, dealing with the henchmen first, followed by the goons. Pick up the hearts that fall from the dead enemies to replenish your health. Other than that, there's a few things to break around here for studs, and beyond that, I'll see you guys when we get to deal with the henchmen next to the demolition suit. If you want to have some fun driving around, you can build this car over here, and then use it to smash some things around. It can also move through the goop, but that's not very useful right now. These riddle boxes have a chance to spawn anywhere from 0 to 3 goons, and they're easy to deal with. Just punch them to death. When you're ready to deal with the henchman, jump up back on top of this walkway, jump on the tightrope. Once you get his attention, stand by this pole, then use your battering against the henchman. Once everything's clear, you can move across the tightrope. Doesn't matter who you cross it as this time. Pick up any stud you like, then jump into the spotlight to equip the demolition suit. When you drop down, 3 henchmen will be waiting for you. Those 2 ran away from me, so I got the one that's idle by the door first. Then deal with the others as you have before. Go up to them and start punching them so they can't use their guns against you. Robin actually did help me there. So what exactly does the demolition suit do? Well, let's find out. Press the build button to plant a bomb next to any metal casing. Stand behind any sort of cover. I like to use this pillar as example. And then hold down the build button again to make it detonate. They'll detonate on its own after a while, but this is the most efficient way to get it done. These are good ways to collect studs if there are metal casings in the area. And so if you hold down the build button again, they will blow up. This is very effective for not just crossing areas, as you'll see in a minute, but also for collecting studs by getting rid of any metal casings nearby. And speaking of collecting studs, I'm going to smash a few more things in the area, and then I'll move on. When you're ready to move on, plant a bomb over by this truck, take cover in the pit, and then watch the fireworks. I didn't mean to die there, but luckily it didn't hurt me getting the superhero at all. 2 goons waiting for you on the other side of the truck. They're easy to deal with, but 2 more are going to drop down from the walkway. Those shouldn't be hard to deal with either. Just punch them all to death. It may seem like the henchmen here are the primary target, but they're not. The ideal scenario is for you to go over here to meet these 4 goons as they drop down, because while the goons aren't the biggest threat in terms of killing you, they can stun you for a while as the henchmen are shooting at you. So I wasn't able to take out all the goons, but I did thin the herd a little bit, allowing me to punch all the henchmen to death rather easily, and then mop up the goons afterwards. When you're ready to move on, plant a bomb by the truck, run so that you're not standing next to it, and then watch the fireworks. Two goons will run to meet you on the street, dispatch them quickly with a few punches, and then more will drop down from the walkway above. Again, more the same, just dispatch them with punches. Now, you actually want to lead the goons away from the riddle boxes and dispatch them easily from there. You'll notice the henchmen weren't even drawing their guns as they were running towards me, so they weren't the biggest concern. They only draw their guns when they're far away from you to do so. I didn't want to punch that riddle box, and I got really lucky it didn't spawn more goons. I didn't mean to punch that one either, and it ended up spawning 2 more goons on me, but fortunately it wasn't 3, and I was able to dispatch them rather quickly. Robin's dealing with the henchmen, so I'm going to go deliver a finishing blow. So long as you know how to combat both henchmen and goons, which you should at this point, it's no real big deal. To make this easier for yourself, head over to this back statue right here, and then aim your batarang at all the trees in this little park. I ended up hitting a few windows too. But by allowing your batarangs to smash everything up, you can deal with the henchmen and 2 goons as they come out of the pipeways down below. Still basic combat though, nothing special. When the area is clear, build up these pieces into a Robin spotlight. But before you let Robin do his thing, dispatch the 4 goons and 1 henchman that come out of the sewers. Once again, not too big of a deal. And if you're feeling creative, you can even plant a bomb right next to them and watch them all get blown to smithereens. However, that was the easy part, as more henchmen are quick to join the party. I like to use that statue back there as cover, and then, as always, get up in their faces and punch them all to death. I ended up losing quite more hearts than I wanted to, so I'm looking around for some hearts, but I can't seem to find any. Regardless, I switch over to Robin and equip the technology suit, which, as the text explains, allows Robin to operate technology panels, which in this case is going to allow me to use a car and drive it into the bank. So once you've gotten all the studs that you want, you can move over to the technology panel and activate the next little scene. Now you're controlling this car, and you can follow the stud line that's actually laid out for you. Before I went into the bank, I decided to go over and grab this little 1 gold coin, and then proceed down into this yellow and green stripe right here to enter the bank. Grab the studs in the back left-hand corner, and then run along the wall, or rather drive along the wall, pressing all 3 switches as you go along. You'll probably crash your car into the back corner, but you'll also open the doors forward. You can break whatever you like in here, but once you're ready to move on, press the swap characters button to switch back to Robin, and move into the bank. Or if you crash into something too hard, you'll revert back to the spawn point and you'll get a new car. But I didn't need it anymore, so I just swapped back to Robin, and then back to Batman. Now you'll find 2 goons and 1 henchman in this area. There isn't much cover, so you just need to keep constantly moving and trying to get into their faces. Or if you feel like it, you can even drive around with the car a little bit. Okay, first boss fight. What I'm demonstrating here is worst case scenario, moving into the final boss with only 1 heart. Your first priority should be to dispatch any goons that are left over and pick up a heart if you can. And if you're low on health like I am, just don't stop moving so that it's hard for the henchmen to get a fire on you. Or if you die like I did there, pick up the studs and get right back to work. If you for some reason don't have a demolition suit, then you can pick one up on the right side. You need it for this boss battle. But for the first little section, punch Clayface in the face until he moves back behind the fence. Then plant a bomb next to this metal casing right over the left, as well as one in this right-hand corner, still dodging fire from the henchmen. Take cover outside the main bank, grabbing some studs over here if you want to. and then watch the fireworks. That'll do more damage to Clayface, but a wave of goons is going to come out to fight you, so make sure to meet them as they arrive, because this set actually has some guns. Fortunately, it's not too hard to deal with them. What you want to do here is use your battering against the henchmen to finally deal with it, then put a bomb next to the metal casing that Clayface is standing on, and deal with the goons before watching the fireworks. That'll be the second to last straw. You need to take out Clayface, punch any goons remaining, step back behind the gate, use your battering against the 3 upper nozzles above Clayface, and that will seal his doom. This page is going to track which suits we unlock for each respectable character. So far we have 2, the Demolition suit for Batman and the Tech suit for Robin. If you didn't get the superhero, you'll have to go back into the story mode and break everything as I did, and you should get it. Each time you complete a level, you get 1 piece of the hero super kit, and that's only for playing in story mode. That's all for now. Thank you all for watching. Stay tuned for the next episode. And until then, this has been Game Master 13. Signing off, saying I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you all next time for some more of my 100% walkthrough for LEGO Batman the video game. Goodbye!